their operating permit introduced to them by the Kano Road and Traffic Agency, Karuta. Reports say that residents resorted to walking or the use of minivans and buses to reach their destinations. When contacted, the chairman of the tricycle operators in Kano, Sana Said Nkwoli, said they're doing their best to see that the strike is halted, as it may cause harm to the people and economy of the state. Passengers were stranded in Kano today following a one-week strike impact on the tricycle operators. The development had also reduced traffic gridlock normally being experienced in the city as a result of the high number of tricycles in the state. Reports say that most of the passengers were left with no option other than to either suspend their local travels within the metropolis or walk. Meanwhile, the Yusuf Maitama University, Kano, has suspended all examinations earlier scheduled for today, Monday, January 10th, 2022, due to the lack of transportation in relation to the strike tricycle operators have embarked on. This was contained in a statement issued today by the Head Information Publications Protocol and Public Relations Unit, Abdullahi Abba Hassan. Similarly, he noted that all examinations scheduled for 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. morning session of Tuesday, January 11, 2022, have also been suspended. He added that all the examinations scheduled for 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and 3 to 6 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, will hold as scheduled, and all other examinations remain as scheduled. The head said all suspended examinations will be conducted at a time and date to be specified later. He said the university has approved the release of its buses to be stationed at strategic routes with a view to easing transportation of students to and from the university. The Kaduna State government has directed all public schools in the state to migrate to the 4-day working week as schools reopen on January 10th for the second term of the 2021-2022 academic session. The Minister for Education, Mrs. Halima Lawal, gave the directives in Kaduna on Sunday in a notice for school resumption for the second term of the 2021-2022 academic session. It could be recalled that the Kaduna State government had on December 1st, 2021, begun transition to a 4-day working week. In a statement by Mr. Muyiwa Adeke, the media advisor to the Kaduna State government, Governor Nasir El-Rufai, he explained that the new measure would eventually affect the organized private sector in the state. According to the statement, the measure is designed to help boost productivity, improve work-life balance, and enable workers to have more time for their families, for rest, and for agriculture. I will explain that in view of the new development, the 2021-2022 academic calendar will be adjusted to ensure coverage of the curriculum for the academic session. On the sporting arena, a member of the Nigeria Football Federation Technical and Development Subcommittee, Aminu Balili Kurfi, says Super Eagles must get a good result against 7-time winners Egypt in their first Africa Cup of Nations 2021 Group D match tomorrow as a signal of its ambition to win the title in Cameroon. Correspondent Mohammed San Uba has details of this and other sports updates.
Aminu Babalele Kurfi, who is also the chairman of Katsina State Football Association, said that all that Super Eagles need to do to win the Africa Cup of Nations is to remain focused and be united all through the tournament. He said Super Eagles must show the world that they have what it takes to win the AFCON 2021 by playing Egypt hands down and get a result. Kurfi added that when they have Mohamed Salah, Nigeria also has some young and talented players like Sadiq Umar, Theo Awoni, Wilfred Ndidi, Kelechi Iheanacho, Amen Musa, and host of others who can score goals that will give Super Eagles victory. Meanwhile, former Nigerian captain and coach Sunday Oluse believes that Super Eagles can go all the way and win the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, while also tipping Senegal and Algeria as the other title favorites. Oluse has also urged Nigerians to give their full support to the Super Eagles interim manager, Augustine Egabon, his ex-international teammate, who was only appointed as a stopgap coach on December 12, 2021, following Ghana's road cycling. In another development, Super Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has announced that this Africa Cup of Nations will be his last. However, he will not retire after the AFCON as the 2022 World Cup is also in sight. The former Leicester City man has been a regular for the Super Eagles since his debut in September 2010. The 29-year-old has featured in 2 World Cups, 3 Africa Cup of Nations, and he is currently Nigeria's highest goal scorer in the competition. In another update, Newcastle are desperately trying to sign a striker before Saturday's match against relegation rivals Watford. They are scrambling to replace top scorer Callum Wilson, who head coach Eddie Hewe said will be out with a calf injury for 2 months after Saturday's shock FA Cup third-round defeat to Cambridge United. And on tennis, the judge hearing Novak Djokovic challenge to an order by the Australian government revoking his entry visa has dramatically overturned the decision. Judge Anthony Kelly ordered the release of the tennis star from detention. However, there has been no sign of the Serbian player since the verdict, and Immigration Minister Alex Hawke can still cancel his visa on new grounds. Muhammad Sanuba, Freedom Radio.
The global news is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com.
Masoyina, gaskiya na ji daɗin fitowar da muka yi don cin abinci.
Gamuwa na da ke na daga cikin al'amari ɗaya da ke burge ni a rayuwa masoyiyata.
Wannan taron kuma daga ina ta fito.
Kada ki damu babu ne ba wanda zai bata miki wannan yammaci. Hala baki da labarin comics.
Sha maganin tarin comics. Maganin tarin comics?
Maganin tarin comics shine kake bukata domin samun sauki. Sai ka bare, ka sha, dan ka samu sauki. Kamfanin Orange Drugs Limited ke tallata shi. Sai ku hanzarta domin samun naku maganin tarin comic. Idan tari ya ci gaba bayan kwana 3, sai ku tuntubi likita. Yawwa, na samu sauki yanzu. Ina son ki abin kaunata, kuma ina son maganin tarin comics.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. Greece has donated about 1 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine to Nigeria as the federal government moves to ensure more citizens are vaccinated against the disease. A delegation from the European country led by its Minister of Foreign Affairs, Nikolaos Dendias, announced the donation of the vaccine in Abuja today. Dendias made the announcement at a meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, and other Nigerian government officials. He said Nigeria and Greece have enjoyed a favorable bond over the years and that his country was even willing to expand the relationship. The Greek minister explained that such an expansion would culminate in the signing of a memorandum of understanding of various issues affecting both countries. Onyema, on his part, said Nigeria has enjoyed a smooth partnership with Greece in the area of defense. He said the present administration was willing to expand its partnership with Greece, especially in the areas of agriculture and infrastructure. Meanwhile, the NCDC said it has collected and tested a total of 3,863,081 samples. The country has 26,238 COVID-19 cases that are still active. For tomorrow's weather forecast in some cities in Nigeria, we apologize. And on the foreign scene, Uganda has ended the world's longest school closure, ordering millions of students back to the classroom after a gap of nearly 2 years. Some 15 million people have not attended school in Uganda since March 2020, when classrooms were shut as COVID-19 swept the world. Education Minister John Muyungo said all students would automatically resume classes a year above where they left off. He told the AFP news agency that all schools have implemented guidelines and standards, operating procedures to ensure the safe return of children to schools, and measures have been put in place to ensure those who don't comply do so. Mungo said any private schools demanding fees above pre-pandemic rates would be sanctioned. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni lifted the bulk of COVID-19 related restrictions in the country in September last year, where he left schools shut. And with this, we've come to the end of today's global news. But before we go, highlights of the major stories. Bicycle operators in Kano have commenced a warning strike to resist the move by government to renew their operating permit introduced to them by the Kano Road and Traffic Agency, Karota. Kaduna State government has directed all public schools in the state to migrate to the 4-day working week as schools reopen on January 10th for the second term of the 2021-2022 academic session. Greece has donated about 1 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine to Nigeria as the federal government moves to ensure more citizens are vaccinated against the disease. And on the foreign scene, Uganda has ended the world's longest school closure, ordering millions of students back to the classroom after a gap of nearly 2 years. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a wonderful weekend.